All right, hey everybody, this is John, and it is about, let me just adjust this here a little bit so you can see it. It is about 3 minutes here before the market opens, and just want to go over this earnings trade. So this is Visa, and with Visa, you can see that the implied volatility here, and this is just going to be an example of implied volatility crush. Okay, so you can see the implied volatility here was 79%. And the market's going to open up here in like 3 minutes, and so this implied volatility will immediately drop to its average, which is it'll be between 29 and 38. It'll typically start off probably closer to 38 and then just kind of drop quickly. But the whole idea is that these put options that we sold yesterday at $1.59, the reason that they were worth so much at the money with 1 day left was simply because the implied volatility was so high. Well, this morning, you can see right now that Visa is trading at $91. Now the stock is, it was up like around 93.50, which honestly I would have preferred for this morning. That would have given me a little bit more room. But the fact is that had Visa opened up flat, like around 91.50, these put options would lose a lot of money in value like right away. Right now it looks like we'll open up at 92.50, about a buck above here. And so what I've done is I've got orders in to buy back the short side of these puts for a nickel. Now, for those of you that don't know, at least on Thinkorswim, if you're buying the short side back for a nickel, it's actually a commission-free trade. So it's an attractive thing to do. But you also don't want to be a dick for a tick. If this thing is going to fill its gap, I don't want to sit there and watch an option go from being worth 10 cents and making a bunch of money to suddenly being 50 cents because it starts to fall, right? So it's a fine line. So I've got my orders working here with the whole idea that in a perfect world there'll be a nickel right away. Because we're not opening up really huge here, that may not make sense. So let's see here. We are open. It'll take the market a few seconds here to get situated and for the options to be priced in. Let's see, we can open these here. So there we are. So we're not trading yet. We can see the volume right here. It takes on something like this, it'll take a moment for the market makers to kind of adjust and figure out, okay, what are we going to do here? What do we want to see? And all that kind of fun stuff. And okay, there we go, boom. So the options are trading at 11 cents. So 11 cents by 22 cents. That is great. Obviously, that means a lot of cash here because of that crush. Again, I'm trying to get out at 5 cents, which will happen if Visa rallies. But the problem here is that if Visa nosedives here at the open, then I'm going to have to scramble, which would not be fun. So let's keep an eye here on a second. So we're 21 cents by 28 cents. Again, watch the bid ask here. If this firms and starts to rally, this will drop very, very quickly. If for some reason this keeps selling off, then I'm going to have to scramble and get out of these. And it's not so much in danger of this turning into a losing trade. It's just, do you get out for 20 cents or do you get out for 50 cents kind of a thing? So that's what we're looking at here. So we're sitting at 92.45, 92.45, 92.40. Definitely some profit taking here. I'm not too thrilled. About that. Not thrilled. So this is the reality of trading. And trading's again, perfect world here would have been like the stock just gapped up, it held, it would have gapped up at $95. These things I would have been able to get out of them pretty easy. But right now it's putting a little bit of hair on my chest because I don't want to give up that much money, right? So 90K. So I'm just watching the bid here. 36, 37. I mean, come on, let's just somebody buy this thing, right? 35, 34, 33, continuing to drop. And you can see here the options aren't gaining a lot in value, but if this thing really starts to drop, then that could get again, if we close above 91.50, these will be worthless. Okay, that's great, right? So I'm just trying to see, it's like, are we going to catch a bid here at all, or is this going to keep falling? Okay, so we just jumped up a few cents there. So let's see now if it's going to firm. And 34, 32 is not quite yet. 30, 29, still dropping here. All right, so this is a pain, honestly. This is just, hey, it's Friday. Could you make my life a little bit easier here and all that kind of stuff, and that's not happening. So, all right, so now we're 20 by 28 cents. Again, not a huge deal, But my concern here is what happens if Visa just decides to fall off of a cliff and start trading through 91.50. Then I'm going to have to really scramble, which is just not worthwhile. So, so I'm just thinking out loud here, and you can benefit from my folly. So I'm going to cancel these orders. These orders I have here are to buy it back at a nickel. There's pros and cons of that. When I've got the order sitting there to buy it back at a nickel, obviously if it opens up at a nickel, I'm filled right away. The downside is I found that I'll tend to wait too. It's like, I mean, it'd be perfectly fine to get out right now, but it's like, well, I've got these orders working. Let's see here. Okay, we're starting to affirm. 92.55s. All we have to do is stop falling, and these options will just get the life sucked out of them. All right, so there we go. 55s. 57, 60s, there we go. All right, 12 cents by 17 cents. Again, I'm the first to admit this is a little bit of a folly here, because if I can get out at a nickel, I don't have to pay any commissions. But of course, if the stock drops like a rock and I have to scramble and get out at $1, I would have much rather have gotten out for 20 cents, right? So there's no right answer to that. I would say the conservative answer here is just get out. You made your money and run. Hopefully this just makes sense. I'm just kind of talking through my thought process and all that kind of stuff too. So as I'm watching this, we've kind of leveled off here. At this point, the theta decay, we're 17 cents by 22 cents. I think I've had enough. So I'm just going to cancel these orders here. So now it's canceled. So I'm short 10 naked right here, and then I'm short 50 as part of a spread. So that is a total of 60. And we are 17 cents by 20 cents. So let me right click on this. And I'm just going to change this to 60 options. I just want out. And we're 19 by 21 cents. Let's see if I can get 20 cents, if that's a fair price. Confirm and send, and I'm done. All right, so anyway, again, if I had held on to this throughout the day, I probably would have gotten out for a nickel. But now, it's a lot less stress, and I've booked my money. So that was an example of an earnings trade. The expected move was like 250, and it didn't go through the expected move, which would have been easier. That would have been no-brainer. Instead, it opened up within the expected move, which is more normal. And anyway, that's how you handle it. All right, just a couple of housekeeping notes. For those of you that are going to the Money Show in Las Vegas, I'm going to do a talk there. It's been, it seems like 2 years since I've talked at one of these events. There's like, hey, do you want to come out to Vegas? I was like, you know what? I haven't seen Carolyn in a while, so I need to go. So it's going to be Tuesday, May 16th, 5:15 p.m. Vegas time. My 3 favorite option trading strategies. And then Carolyn will be speaking there as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. If you guys are there, please stop by. It'd be great to meet you and put a face to the name. The other thing I want to let you guys know about is that there are 4 days left. Let me scroll down here. Let me see if I can find it. I know there's like 4 days left for the early bird special. Yes. So I should have been a little more organized here. But you'll notice here that there is a countdown clock. So we got 4 days, 6 hours, etc., for the early bird pricing on our live event. So this is right now. This is the only one we have scheduled this year. This will be June 12th to the 13th. It's a lot of fun, poker night, etc. And the link for this is that if you go to simplertrading.com/Austin. So this is a great event. It is my favorite thing that we do. You can scroll down here if you want information on it. You can read about it. Here's what former people have said that have gone. Ralph, Rodrigo, and everybody. You'll get to meet the team, different things like that, and it's a lot of great stuff. And right now the early bird pricing is right there, $29.97. So this is going up to, I believe it is $39.97. But if you were thinking that, hey, you know what, that live event looks good, then you'd want to lock in the price. So why go to a live event? So the live event is a lot of what happens at a live event is, first of all, you are you get to check out of your life for a couple of days and really focus on something that you're passionate about. And when you block out the rest of your busy life and you get around like-minded people and you're just hitting this hard for 48 hours, what happens is you start to connect the dots, you start to have insights that would normally take 6 months or a year to have. So it's a way to just jumpstart your whole thinking process around trading, and it's just a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing you guys there, and I think that's it. All right, I hope it helps, and you guys have a good one.